one that April with a sure sorta, the drocht of March hath passed the ruta, and bathed every vine in switch liqueur, of which virtue engendered as the flow. When Zephyrus eke with soured breath, to the earth's head a creeping death, corns and bestes hath fallen, climb high folk if ye shall liven.
Hello, Boxing a Month fans. A terrible mist has risen from the ground and destroys all before it, sweeping across Europe. The creeping death. Is it a plague sent by God to punish us for our wars, for our sins, or is it something else entirely? The strong seek shelter on higher ground and must climb ever upwards away from the rising deadly fog of the creeping death. And that's the world of 1490 Doom. It seems like a fun game. I backed the Kickstarter by Burr Games. I'll put a link to, it's a shiny leather book there. I'll put a link in the comments below for people who want to find out more. You can find the game online. I backed the Kickstarter, so I've got a nice book. I got some STLs, some models. It looks like a fun game. I'm really glad that you've selected this to be this month's project, as I've had the 3D printed, thanks Michael, 3D printed models sat in my cupboard waiting to be printed, painted for a while now, and looking forward to getting on with those this month. We'll also be doing a playthrough once they are completed. I'll make sure to film that, and stay tuned to see my Space Hulk game, which will be upcoming soon as well. So many games to play. And so little time. But today we'll be assembling and undercoating the models and seeing what we think of those. So let's have a look at those models now. Let's go top down. So let's have a look at what you get with the STLs. Let's open this little bag here. And these are 3D printed by Michael. Thanks, Michael. And you can see here, there's this mule-headed guy. It's kind of fun. This scavenger, he has a hand there missing, so you get to choose. So this one here, this is a blacksmith. You get to choose the weapons that go on. What do you want to have for your weapons? It's a fighter, a brute, big strong brute, an assassin. Must be, yep, the beekeeper. That's all different kinds of guys for you to choose from. And we've got here. Now here's me saying I'd have less models to paint this month, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and who doesn't love a swarm of bees coming out of someone's lungs. Oh, how lovely. Thanks. That's a new nightmare unlocked. We got some random heads, which you can add to other models to make them into 1490 Doom type guys here. Got some, what is that? Oh, that's a breathing helmet. My gosh. Oh, I was thinking, why have I got a bouquet of flowers? But no, it's another breathing head. That's a beehive. I know a beehive when I see it. Scythe, pole arms, hammers, crossbows. This whole, my favorite are the tiny hands. Thanks 1490 Doom for introducing me to the world's tiniest hands. But you know, GW did a guy that had a separate cigar to put in the mouth. But there's so many random bits. So I'm going to put these together. I guess the decision for me is, do I put them on the basis, I might just build them and undercoat them and see how I feel about actually basing them up. But the models are quite nice. I'll give them a little bit of a clean up, but I think I'm going to do them looking really dingy and dirty and kind of mucky. I keep hearing about how the medieval period was actually a riot of colour. Really bright colours in the medieval period. They loved them. But I think for me, given the kind of the tone of the game, I think I'm going to go for dingy for my guys. Yeah, but they look pretty good, don't they? So let's get those assembled, and here they are, all assembled. They look nice. I'm going to obviously undercoat them some white. I'll probably use some contrast paints on these to get these out nice and quickly. Some of the weapons I tried to replicate what was in the book. For others, I've just used my imagination and used the bits available. Lots of spares left over for future projects if I should want to add a few more guys. But yep, let's think about the basing as well. There's no bases on these guys. I think I might do something a bit more interesting with the bases. But they are all constructed, and we can move on to the second phase. Right, so let's get on with basing. All these guys are assembled. They do something interesting with the bases. Having a think about the game, most of the time, they're not going to be walking through fields or climbing trees or in a bog. They're going to be on castles or on roofs, and so I felt for their bases that should be really reflecting the environment they're going to be in. And so we're going to use these from Texturous. I bought these a while ago. This is like planks of wood. This is their Man of War one, and this one is Endless Halls, and these are texture mats cast in resin. And they have a negative image of the texture you want to cast. I'm going to be using some green stuff, so I've already cut this here. Bear with me while I start mixing this together. I find a little E45 cream, one, is great for wrinkles, but two, an eczema, but very good for stopping your hands.
I'm not sure how to help you with that.
I said eczema, but obviously Alexa heard me. Sorry, everyone. So we're going to mix these together. This is green stuff. You get the blue and the yellow, and you mix it together, and it makes green. That's basic colour theory. And it's an epoxy putty, and it will go hard, but for a little while it's soft. Now I use E45 to stop it sticking to my fingers, and also stop it sticking to these texture pads as well. Yeah, just thinking about the game, it didn't make any sense to me to think of them like stood in water, in a lake, in a field of grass. I mean, to start with the game, they will be on the ground level, but it shouldn't be too long before they start climbing up, and then they're going to be on castles, they're going to be on rooftops. And for that, you really want stone and you want wood. And that's when I remembered I had these guys. I backed a Kickstarter a long time ago. I have quite a few things in my special reserve in my cupboard. Lots of handy little things. This is one of them that I thought would be good for this one. And you can see it's coming on quite nicely now. It's getting to become green, which is the colour we want. Obviously, if you're using E45 and it's sensitive to your skin, don't do that. If anything gives you an allergy, stop using it. That's my top tip. Not a medical professional, obviously. That's just common sense. There we go. Oh, this stuff is tough to mix. Oh. It's a good workout for your thumb muscles, though. And we're done mixing it. Oh, yeah, looks pretty good to me. This is some new kind of ASMR, I guess, watching me mixing green stuff. Maybe that's a new channel idea. Right, so we break a bit off. I've got these little wooden bases, which are perfect. And I'm going to put that on here. Let's squish it on to here. As you can see, at the moment, it doesn't look particularly interesting. Put a little bit more E45 on the top. This one is the man of war. It's supposed to look like planks of wood on an old ship or on the floor of a ruined castle, perhaps. And I'm going to push it down. Try and keep it as still as possible. And the negative image of the wood will be imprinted in. So when I do take this off, hopefully, fingers crossed, well, you get what looks like old planks of wood. Magic. I'll hold up so you have a better look at that. Ooh. Yeah, there's that one. And I'm going to do another one using this here. I'm going to need about 14 of these in total for everything. Let's make this one a stone one. A bit of E45 should stop it. I think could use Vaseline as well. But don't tell the wife I've stolen her E45. She looks young enough, doesn't need any help with that. And then we're gonna prise it off, and it looks like stone. There we go. I haven't mixed that perhaps as well as I could have. Anyway, you get the idea. Let's make another one just because I've got an extra little blob left here. Let's push it out a little bit. And I should have put some E45 on, shouldn't I? Hopefully it's, there you are, yeah. There you go. Ooh, there you go. Now I've got to make quite a few of these, but luckily I can use movie magic. And just like that, wow. Look at that. I've got all the bases done. I'm going to leave these to dry. And then we're going to put these guys on there and I'll undercoat them. That's the next job to do. And here we are. The finished models all undercoated, and the first thing you'll notice is that they are undercoated black. I went to my store of cans and discovered that I was out of white primer, so I guess I'll be painting them with traditional acrylics in the usual way, but they look really good. I'm excited to get to work on these next week, so enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out my other videos on the channel.